today with Zelensky and Donald Trump. I don't think some of you understand. It's all a show.
When the United States sends over money and they send over aid to Ukraine, what does that money go to?
Really, I don't know.
I hope every American is completely baffled and embarrassed by the behavior of JD Vance and Trump today.
You see, I love me a man. Now Trump is a man. A man.
Well, holy shit. Did you guys just watch that blurb on Fox News with...
You don't got the cards right now. You don't got the cards to negotiate.
Zelensky, Trump, and Vance just got into like a huge heated argument in the Oval Office.
Oh my God, y'all, it is going down between Zelensky, Vance, and Trump.
I'm sorry, this is not going to end up very good in America.
When I tell you I will never forgive people for voting back that orange bastard into office.
Hi guys, welcome back. Today I watched a YouTube video. It's the same video you guys have been watching with Zelensky and President Trump and JD Vance going at it, and I couldn't help but think we were witnessing history. It was a discussion that should have been behind closed doors, and all of a sudden we were privileged to see it. Let's hear what different people think about it.
I just got finished watching the news of the meeting between President Zelensky, who is the president of Ukraine, and y'all's current president of the United States, Trump. And I just literally watched him for at least, and I caught the middle of it because I had went to the bathroom and I came back, but for at least 5 minutes was literally having a temper tantrum and yelling at President Zelensky.
It really was something else. I don't know if I would describe it as a temper tantrum, but it was basically him disagreeing with everything that President Biden did for Ukraine, and at the same time, yeah, he really let Zelensky have it. I thought it was amazing to watch. Did you guys enjoy it, or did you guys despise that you had to see it?
I got a hot take. Some of y'all are going to be so mad about it too, but that is what I voted for the president for. That is what I voted for the president for and why I voted the way I did.
Is that the reason you voted for him or didn't vote for him? Let me know down below.
When I tell you I will never forgive people for voting back that orange bastard into office. I just watched this man berate Zelensky for 5 minutes straight. You would have thought, you don't know whose side the U.S. is supposed to be on, even though we're supposed to be on President Zelensky's side. How that orange bastard and that fat face of Vance were berating him for 5 minutes. And then you had people around them cackling, oh, why don't you wear a suit? This man's country is being invaded by an enemy of ours. But Trump's too far up Putin's ass and smelling his nutsack that he don't realize that is literally an enemy of the United States of America. And y'all are asking this man about a suit? Embarrassing.
So far, a lot of the people that we've been examining here seem to be embarrassed by the president's behavior, but there's a lot of people that feel the exact opposite way.
Yeah, y'all, it is going down between Zelensky, Vance, and Trump. This is crazy. This is the best presidency ever.
She's excited. This guy, not so much.
It's Joe from Georgia. Just witnessed the most gross, disrespectful interview and press conference from the Oval Office. The president and the vice president basically attacked Vladimir Zelensky, yelling, screaming, saying all kinds of things. Every country will be watching and say, is this what we're going to have to dealing with these two? They basically came in acting like they were the mafia. They're going to tell them what to do. Well, guess what? They're a sovereign country also, but I can tell you what's going to happen with us. Now you've got, Ukraine is an ally of the United States. It's not an enemy. If this is how you treat your allies, How do you think the rest of the world's going to feel about it? Anybody who watches it, and I suggest all of you go watch it.
It was historic from the standpoint of normally you don't see that transparency right there in front of the public, to see. So I was just really impressed that they were willing to share that with us. Did anybody else just think that was amazing?
Zelensky, Trump, and Vance just got into like a huge heated argument in the Oval Office. I just watched the video on X. Oh my God, you guys, it's bad. Like, this is exactly what I voted for. JD Vance literally looked him in the face and said, have respect for the president who's sent you billions of dollars. Like, you guys need to all go watch it. Like, stop sending them money. And after that display I just saw, like, wow. The dude is in no position to be making all these, like, demands and stuff, especially in our Oval Office. But he didn't make the mineral deal. He left. And you're headed into World War III, brothers.
We're taking those minerals. One of the things that Zelensky did that I thought was hella impressive, he just kind of stayed there and took it. That would have been very easy to just stand up and walk away, right, out of embarrassment or humiliation or just anger. But the fact that he was kind of able to take the fire, I thought that was impressive. At the same time, I noticed that when Trump talks, he seems like he talks excessively clear. A couple years back, I think he was under so much stress that sometimes his words didn't come out so nicely. When he talks now, I'm telling you, there's a clarity and everybody's on the same page with him. And yes, I know that there's a lot of people against him tonight, but I just thought that that was hella impressive. That guy can really talk.
We got breaking news. Trump just kicked Zelensky out of the White House, and you won't believe why. This was supposed to be a major meeting about a minerals deal and U.S. support for Ukraine, but things went off the rails quickly. Trump accused Zelensky of disrespecting the United States and continuing to request aid. He got up to about $350 billion in aid from us, while at the same time refusing to negotiate a peace deal with Russia. The tension was escalating quickly, and it continued to escalate until suddenly the conference was completely canceled. No speeches, no peace deal, no minerals deal, nothing.
That's kind of crazy. You kicked him out of the White House, huh? I think it might be the only way to stop the deaths. You know what I mean? If you actually say, hey, we're out, we're taking our funding and our military vehicles and everything that we give you, all the weapons, and we're just going to stop it, it kind of forces them to go to the table. And the only thing is it puts Russia in a really powerful spot at that negotiations table. So hopefully Donald Trump can do something to make it happen.
Well, holy shit. Did you guys just watch that blurb on Fox News with Zelensky and Trump? No wonder Trump gets shit done. He does not back down. Listen, I'm in my own living room, and he was making me a nervous wreck. Then I noticed Zelensky, he started wiping his face. He's probably wiping the sweat away because his nerves are just about racked.
Look at her eyes.
Let's see what happens behind closed doors. Maybe there will be a ceasefire, but holy shit, no wonder Trump gets stuff done. He's one bad mofo.
He is a bad mofo. I think he is going to get things done. Even if you're against Donald Trump and you're hearing everybody on the Democratic side say, hey, we need to back Zelensky. The truth is, the more we back them, the more Russians and Ukrainians end up losing their lives. If we stop the war, there might be one side that gets a better deal than the other, but if it equates to people people staying alive, I think we should go for that. I can barely talk tonight. Holy shit.
You see, I love me a man. Now, Trump is a man's man. Whether you blue collar or you in the White House, it ain't nothing like a strong man to stand up to another man and protect his family and protect this house. And that's exactly what he did with Zelensky today. You don't come in our house. You don't come to my family's country and disrespect me or disrespect us. And let's not talk about JD Vance. They was standing on business. You don't come to a made man like Donald Trump and the Dream Team and talk to them like they minions. See, you got away with that with Biden. There's a lot of men of America, and men are coming back because that last administration, they wanted men to act like girls. Us real women, especially us MAGA women, we love a man's man. Where the real men at? The man is back, baby. America is back. And Trump just told him like a man tell another man to his face, don't you come up in my house and disrespect me. As a matter of fact, go home. Go home and come back when you ready to talk peace.
Wasn't there eventually going to come a point in time where Ukraine would have to stop anyway? Right? Russia has like 160 million people in the country, or just a ton of people. And then Ukraine has what, 45, 50 million people? A lot of people left the country, right? A lot of people are being drafted and taken into the war, and they're losing their lives left and right. My thinking is eventually they were gonna eventually have to stop. They keep talking about, oh, 2 or 3 more years. Why would anybody want to fight for 2 or 3 more years in a war where there's been so many people that have lost their lives? I think it's one of these things where it's going to go down in history as like a time when the president said he was going to stop a war and he actually made it happen. Don't we all kind of want this war to stop? It seems kind of crazy that we're arguing about this.
I hope every American is completely baffled and embarrassed by the behavior of JD Vance and Trump today towards President Zelensky. I thought it was bad listening to Trump have conversations with other world leaders, but JD Vance really took the cake today. He cannot be in conversations with world leaders. He cannot be trusted because everything that he said was extremely inflammatory and it was on purpose. Not only did he show that he doesn't have decorum or respect for a president that is actively fighting for the sovereignty of his nation and his democracy, but he showed that he does not know what's going on. You know, in those group of friends where there's that one leader and then the other one who's just trying to impress that person all the time, making stupid jokes, making fun of people just to get their attention and get a chuckle out of the other one? That's JD Vance, just a loser, trying to do anything just to impress Donald Trump so he can get a pat on his head and say, good job, boy, you did a good job today. This is the same administration that is actively taking money out of the American people's pockets by taking away jobs from people that actually voted for him, allowing a billionaire who is not an elected official to be able to have access to some of our most sacred data, all for the name of what? Efficiency? That's not about efficiency. If you guys are not seeing what he's doing, he's trying to save as much money as possible to be able to afford tax breaks for the billionaires, for the 1%. This is not about the American people. This is not about making the government more efficient. If it was about that, they would go through Congress. They would go.
So here's my question to you that agree with her. What was the game plan? Was the game plan just to keep giving billions upon billions of dollars and weapons each and every month to this country that's fighting Russia and losing people? To me, it just seems like you're throwing people into the meat grinder. And you know as well as I do, if these were American boys and girls, we would not be up for this war just going on endlessly. I don't think we should feel like we want the Ukrainians to go to war forever either. I feel like this is actually like the most decent thing you can do for a country. It's kind of the equivalent of your fighters getting destroyed and you throw in the towel on his behalf because he doesn't know any better. In boxing, we would say that's merciful. That's a good corner man you got there. I think he's throwing in the towel for Zelensky, and probably rightfully so.
I don't think some of you understand. It's all a show. This is what Donald Trump been doing for over 50 years. It's a show. Starting from The Apprentice all the way to the Miss Beauty pageants, all the shit that he's been doing, it's all a show, including this rising to the presidency. It's a show, and that's being said, he's using the show to make deals. This is what he does. If you listen to what he said at the end of their meeting, he said it clearly, it's going to be a great television. Because this is how he looks at things. What you see is what he wants you to see. But the backhand is negotiated exactly the way it needs to be negotiated. This is how he's doing business. This is how he's been doing business forever.
So this is interesting because deep down, we want the story of our lives to have meaning and we want them to be powerful to other people, not just ourselves. Donald Trump must have some sort of brain powers that is just way stronger than most of us because his life and his things that he envisions come to be. There's something super impressive about that, and that's probably why half of us can't stand the guy because we all wish we could project what we want to the world. Donald Trump actually gets it done. And because of that, half of us are always going to think he's awesome, while the other half absolutely can't stand him. Isn't that something, though? This guy envisions stuff and it comes true. That's amazing. And another thing that I think is amazing is that you guys came and watched some videos with me. I hope you guys come again tomorrow. We'll do it again. Have a good night.